Skip pass. Looking for that extra pass, and they get it. Holman buries it this time. The ping pong passing has been exquisite for Archers. They're up 3-0.
One cradle and a pass. Kark, that is textbook man-up offense. Hot potato. That ball moves faster than the defense. They got 5 D guys and 6 in orange on offense. And look at the defense just scrambling on the carousel, and they work it for a slam dunk.
This is a team that just understands spacing and relies on veteran leadership to fill seats. You see a guy like Marcus Holman, when he's playing with Tom Schreiber and Will Manny, the unspoken type of language they have on the field for the Archers, because he gives you another dodging threat to put pressure on a defense.
Lyle finds a cutter in the middle, shoots and scores. That's Drenner. How about Hossack all over Lyle, but he was able to get his hands free and his stick free to get it to Drenner in the middle.
This is a great catch inside, because Ryan Drenner, who played at Towson, he's well covered here, Kark. The defensive player is draped all over him inside, but watch the dexterity and the strength right there. Look at the sticks in his numbers. He's being dragged down to the turf. He catches this, deals with the pressure, and is able to trigger about a 5-yard shot that beats Skittleman.
Ryan Drenner typically takes 80-90% of his shots with his right hand.
DeSimone now up top to Leclerc. Schreiber will look to dodge. No, inside instead. Man, he wins the corner. What a shot, moving backwards.
I told you they grew up together. They played high school ball together. And at the professional level, they play off each other so well. Schreiber, the best passing midfielder, maybe in the history of the sport. Will Manny, well, his secret sauce, finishing with the left hand, Quint.
Get all the movement in front of the goal. Thompson gets open.
Goal scored by Lyle Thompson.
This entire sequence actually earlier started with Thompson creating an edge to where the defense didn't have good leverage, and it created the hung-up situation. That is when a defender is stuck in front of the goal trying to play the ball carrier behind. So this two-man game on the wing, the defense has to show up field, and now you're in a good spot if you're the Cannons. But watch Thompson, who originally had the ball. Watch him continue to hustle and cut the slot area. He just never stops.
He doesn't, and prior to him actually catching that ball, Quint, he lulls the defense to sleep with like a jog-type gait. And then once he understands that he wants the ball, you saw like an explosive cut. In the last second of that possession. The awareness of Lyle Thompson off ball.
How does he lull the defender to sleep? I mean, to me, my head is on a swivel, and Kelly scores off the draw. Now, that's a rarity when a face-off man scores a goal, but that'll get his bench going, and his teammates know how big that is.
Scored by number 24,
Stephen Kelly has some revenge on his mind. This is his old team. He played for the Archers Lacrosse Club in the offseason, traded to the Cannons. Well, statistically, he's having a better year, and to score a goal on his former mates, and there's no slide there. They're not respecting Kelly as a scorer.
Oh, they should. He scored the first goal in PLL history. He was a great high school athlete as a running back and a wide receiver. And he's not a FOGO, and that's an acronym for the fear of getting old. No, it's face off, get off.
Yep.
He's a guy who can handle it. Bones Kelly can handle the rock.
Gets a short stick D-midi on him now. That's what he wants. Tried to feed the tough pass inside. Can't get it to go. Coming upfield, though, is Holman, and he scores.
Tell you, this is really good patience by Marcus Holman. Off the scramble. Schreiber, knowing there's not much time left in the quarter, jams it inside, and it becomes a loose ball. Archers come up with it. But watch right here, as a goalie loses his edge, he falls down to the turf. Holman doesn't rush the shot. He sees this out. He realizes he's got some real estate, so he gives him multiple fakes for the easy conversion.
A lot of attackmen, when they're coming around goal line extended, they're worried about the defensive pressure coming from upfield.
Every single week. Archers looking to get something going. Here they got a midfielder coming out of the box. Beautiful passing. It continues. We saw it in the first quarter. And now we see it again. Connor DeSimone, the recipient, and he beats Morocco.
Long Island to Long Island. We talked about Will Manny. One of the things that I said separates him, yeah, he's undersized at 5'9", but it's his wrists. Look at the snap of the wrist right here. He gets this pass. His head's up right away, and then just a flick of the wrist to find DeSimone, who's a rookie. And Hopkins is where he's from. They didn't make the NCAA tournament. He was rested, so he came out of the gate quick, Connor.
Right, we have seen that. We saw it with Logan Wisnauskas in the first game of the year for Chrome, where he won a national championship for Maryland, won the Tewaaraton Award, had a really busy
set to get amped up for this opportunity.
And conversely, you look at guys from the University of Maryland like Roman Puglisi, high draft pick, Anthony DeMeo.
Lyle, look at that. Your team needs a little bit of energy. Lyle just takes it upon himself. He dodges and gets free in a little shovel shot that beats Gittleman.
This is a shovel shot that Lyle basically invented. Paul, I don't remember seeing this shot very often before Lyle emerged on the scene at Albany. He'll push up. He doesn't change hands. That's what makes it different. Typically, a player would carry here and switch to his left hand. He keeps it in his right.
But because of how comfortable he is with that shovel shot, essentially it gives you the same exact angle as if you were to shoot with your left hand. But that takes skill, that takes practice in every single young lacrosse player.
Over here to Schreiber. On Tyson Bell. Over to Moore. Back to Schreiber. So Schreiber's got the short stick D-midi on him. And Bell inside. Score!
Too easy.
And a little pushing and shoving. Some words being exchanged after the goal.
It's too easy. But there's also so much deception. If you look at his prior goals, he shot high, Will Manny, from the same release point. It's almost like he's playing games with Morocco. Manny's on fire.
Gets it to Rafus. Rafus behind the cage. Asher Nolting quickly in front, score! Tierney from Massapequa, right around the corner. Finds the back of the net for Cannons. The lead down to 2 once again.
Asher Nolting is the key quarterback. You'll find him right here behind the cage, and watch how he handles this. Roll it forward. Freeze it here, and you see the cut.
Heavy traffic.
Heavy traffic, but the trust is there from the rookie. You know, if Thompson's not 100, if Lyle's not 100% today with that upper body injury, I think they got to run more of the offense through Nolting behind the goal as a quarterback, as a second quarterback, so to speak.
Well, that's where he lived his entire career. He's one of the top 10 scorers in NCAA history from High Point.
Labs. Frankie Labs scores! From the minute I announced Frankie Labs' name last week, Clark, you got on your phone and you said, that's my guy right there for the rest of the year.
I love the story. No one knew who Frankie Labs was 2 weeks ago, right? This is a guy who's making the most of his opportunity, undrafted rookie out of Fairfield. There's a big-time need for the Archers. Stephen Kelly, they traded him in the offseason. You see Kelly and Labs getting after it at the stripe right now, and he wins now his second in a row.
Got hammered. You see how physical it can be.
I'll let you catch your breath.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Katie. Frankie Labs. Another goal by Archers. Getting inside, working the physical game too, and finding some success. Schreiber with the goal.
He's had a monster game, mostly as a passer. He had 3 assists, but now the Cannons defense is playing him as a passer, and they leave the defender on an island. There's no double team here, and watch him operate in space. He's got the burst to get to pay dirt.
See Morocco maybe saying that he stepped on the crease. Watch Morocco here as he looks closer to us and points to the crease. Let's go under the helmet, powered by Sun Chlorella, and talk to Tom.
Tom, when you have the ball up top, a lot of teams play you as a passer. What did you see that moment?
Just not a lot of backup. I knew we had a short stick on Connor DeSimone. It's Goodrich, who's pretty much a pole, but we just had a lot of room down there and took some space underneath and found an opportunity to score.
Schreiber, one of the captains of this Archers team, played at Princeton, represented Team USA at the last World Championships in the time.
Teams then are slow to go. They don't want to help. They want to say, okay, he's looking to pass first. He's looking for Will Manny. But then he makes you pay as the scorer.
Speaking of which, Cannons get right back at it. Trying to keep this a game here. It was a 2-goal game throughout. And every time it looks like the Archers are going to really make a move here, you get somebody for Cannons to step up, and that's Kelly's second goal of the game.
Bones Kelly, the face-off man, takes his man behind the goal, inverting his man. Kelly usually a midfielder, but he's comfortable. Talked about his exploits. He was a great high school running back and wide receiver, just too small to play college football. So he goes and plays lacrosse at North Carolina for Joe Bresci.
You know, you were right about him earlier. He stays on. He doesn't run off like a lot of face-off guys.
He's a threat.
He stays on.
Yeah.
And he traps the opponent's face-off guy who really doesn't want to play defense. So he puts pressure on you that way. We've seen Lebetti for the Archers score late in the second.
Press out or maybe shut off Schreiber.
Up top, Leclerc buries it.
Because otherwise, it's a shooting gallery. It's just pinball. It's too easy for the Archers. Their ball movement is precise. The defense is just slow to rotate, and the saga continues. I mean, that's their 4th power play goal.
This is the through pass. We're going to watch this right now. We're going to roll this, and we're going to pause it once Manny has the ball right here. We're going to freeze it. He's behind the goal. Let's continue to roll. The defense shifts. Now stop right here. Look at that through pass area. You have so much real estate right there for Trey Leclerc to pony up and go. There's so much room there. Time and room to set his feet and let it fly.
Cannons be able to make something happen in transition. Here's Bubba Fairman. He's the one to do it. He can beat you on both ends of the field. Outstanding pass, and Asher Nolting scores. Isn't that why you draft Bubba Fairman? Because he can get it done on both sides of the field and he can get you some early offense?
Transition, up and down. I tell you, Fairman played a great championship weekend for the Terps. He carries into the zone with confidence. Nolting posts up from about 7 yards off the wing. I think he tricked Gettleman. It looked like Gettleman was sitting on some high shot, and watch this come right into your living room.
Wow,
Woo!
That is perfect placement between the legs of Gettleman. Yeah, Gettleman played the pipe, right? So he was occupying the top portion of the goal.
Canada playing in the PLL. Leclerc's from Surrey, British Columbia. A lot of guys from Coquitlam.
Yeah, no, the British Columbia. I mean, Gary Gate, who was honored at halftime, British Columbia.
Goal by Archers. They extend the lead back to 4.
We talk about sneaking a goal past the goalie. Asher Nolting did it moments ago to Adam Gittleman. Schreiber is so skilled. He's so crafty. Look at the placement on this shot. Morocco, the goalie, the lefty. Hardly any net to shoot at, and he beats him to the near pipe.
Mind you of yourself at all out there on the field?
You know, we had a lot of fun. There's certainly guys that do, but, you know, we made sure that we were entertaining the crowd, trying to build this sport and try and take it to the next level. And there's plenty of these guys out here that play like all the players of the past. So hopefully they learned a little bit from all of us, and they out here demonstrating how to take it to the next level.
They definitely learned a lot of things from you. Congratulations on your induction.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, from a guy who scored about 1 million wow goals in his career to one we just saw here, Schreiber, wow.
That's a right to left crossover, almost like a crossover dribble in basketball. It's a split dodge, right to left. But what separates Schreiber is the release on the run. It's cradle to pop, balls in the back of the net in an eye blink.
It's unbelievable. And he does it with both hands. Game is limitless.
If you don't double team him, he's going to score unassisted.
More scores, takes the physical contact, dishes out a little himself to Zach Goodrich, and beats Morocco. Largest lead of the day for Archers.
This is what Matt Moore will do for the Archers. We know Tom Schreiber, as he walks off with a broken stick, can break a defense down and score on his own. A lot of the other players do their best off of ball movement, catching and scoring. Matt Moore can create his own offense. You see the physicality, too. when he dips that shoulder in on the defender's backpedaling, but it also then gives him the time and room and space to get his hands free.
If you're a fan of the college game, you probably recognize Matt's name. Garnet Valley, PA, played for a legend, Frank Urso, in high school. He won 2 national championships in Virginia.
Ogden, who's an offensive player on the field for Archers, and Cannons take advantage of it. You know, it's interesting, before that goal by Ryan Tierney, I saw Lyle Thompson kind of directing traffic, almost getting everybody out of the way, Clark, as a clear out for Tierney.
Yeah, you look at Ryan Tierney, played attack on this very field in college at Hofstra. He has a short stick matchup. In college, he was always the headline of every scouter report. This time he goes on a short stick. Archers only have 4.
Back in 2015, he's an entrepreneur.
Wow.
And he's a giver.
I mean, that's the second time we've seen a goal like that. Moore coming out of the box. We saw Schreiber, same exact spot. Now it's Moore who buries it and beats Morocco.
All-time points leader at Virginia. He gets running downhill. This is just north-south speed in space, like a wide receiver running by a corner easily. The double team is just too late.
Let's go under the helmet, powered by Sun Chlorella.
Tommy, what does Matt Moore, the rookie from Virginia, the national champ, add to your offense?
A whole lot. I mean, he's super dynamic with the ball in his stick, and he's finishing his shots. He's really getting comfortable. He's playing confident. It's awesome for us.
Schreiber, Moore showing have a guy like 6 Rafus behind. Thompson, tough angle. He beats the corner. Wow, just painted that corner. That's perfect.
What a dart! That was like nonchalant, 80%. Like, you're going to give me this shot. You see the precision of this shot is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, and Gittleman is a righty goalie. And Lyle, from that spot, if you're to watch him and scout him, he shoots underhand, he shoots sidearm. This time it's direct overhand. So the versatility.
Oh, this angle will be scintillating. We need Sherman Williams to paint some corners.
Unreal. You just love the versatility of the release points. Like, I've seen every release point from Lyle Thompson. I don't think he has any clue what he's doing to the second he releases the ball. He's that good. The stick is an extension of his body.
My Long Island roots of long
Oh,
guard.
Manny behind the back. His Long Island roots right there showing through. Beautiful goal.
So skilled, so savvy and in control. Off the timeout, Archers draw this up. You see 4 in orange is in the middle of the screen. The double team goes right there, and he's left all alone. There's no second slide. There's no second recovery. Defense pushes upfield. The other players need to find 4 and move.
It's all about deception for me. When you think about a guy like Will Manny, that is the right shot at the right time because he feels the pressure of the defense coming on his front side.
And they're doing all this offensively without him. Gonna get a delayed call against Cannons here. Archers aren't waiting. DeSimone beats Morocco.
Quinn, watch the deception. We talk about it behind the back, giving goalies fits. Watch DeSimone when he catches the ball, what he does with his head and his shoulders.
Does a little bobblehead. He looks like he's nodding. Watch him right here. 3 in orange. Just a subtle little bob there where he's using his eyes to trick the goalie.
Dips the chin down to the chest plate on his shoulder pads.
Smithtown East. He's another guy on that Long Island Railroad. When you get to Massapequa Park, you go to Amityville, Copaig, Lindenhurst, and Babylon. I always look at the All-Star game as kind of like the barometer. Most of the activity prior to the All-Star game is not going to be as important to what's later in the summer.
There's our assistant principal right there, Dominique Alexander. Everybody getting involved. He's got some family and friends here today.
He's got a wife, Allison, and his daughter is 18 months old. He said his parents are coming over from Baldwin, Long Island, which is quite honestly like a 7-minute little ride up the road. He's 30 now. He was a foundational member of that Ohio State team back in 2013.
He's 30, but he's also in elite shape. And he's exactly what you want as a short stick defensive midfielder. To give you that juice, Katie, from end to end, Dominique Alexander's got it.
He's got a lot of juice, ain't that right? What'd you see on that one?
Hand down, man down. Didn't stop the ball, so I just kept running and then get inside of 10, let it go.
Everybody eats on this team, it seems. What's working for the offense?
Right now we're just taking care of the ball. We're shooting the ball smart. We're getting up and out. Gets doing a good job on the outlets, and we're pushing transition, making good passes. 2 weeks, we kind of got in our own way by not making the smart plays, so we're making smart plays today. Like you said, everybody eats.
Thanks for the time.
Yeah, part of that was defensively they talked about, too, in these first couple of weeks, not having everything going right for them. And today it is, including a two-point goal from the rook, Ryan Augerman. Everybody is eating today.
Augie Augerman. Brown 2020. He's a rookie. He's from the island. Shocker. He's a Max Sebald clone. He wears that number 52. And he finds rope. This kid plays with swagger and attitude and a motor.
And he's got serious range. We covered the Ivy League for ESPN, the Ivy League Championships where Brown hosted. He's the kind of guy, when you think of the two-point arc in the PLL, he's tailor-made because Brown's also a system, collegiately speaking, where their midfielders oftentimes will start on defense. They're kind of those guys that are made for the PLL because they're two-way guys. They play defense, they play offense, and there's really no limit in terms of what they're going to do in terms of pushing the ball.
Incidentally, first game as a pro for Augerman and first goal. So a big moment for him.
So he's used to the green light being on.
Green light's on for this guy all the time. Manny, now it's a rout.
Manny's had a monstrous night statistically.
He's been the man of the match along with Tom Schreiber. And look who gives it to him. In the first quarter, they established off the bat that this combination was going to be lethal. Manny knows when Schreiber has the ball, he's one catch and a release away from stinging a corner.
Schreiber's eyes, I would love to put a camera on his helmet to see what he sees. He's got that sixth sense. He kind of sees dead people. Like
Yeah, Gretzky-esque.
He sees the player movement.
Nick will shoot it in goal for Archers. He makes the stop. Getting some playing time as the final seconds wind down.
And that concludes game one of today's
Archers took the lead early this afternoon and never looked back. Chris Bates and company now 2-1 on the season. They beat Camden 20-9.
Men of the match to me were Tommy Schreiber. Just unbelievable midfield play. The guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And then Will Manning down below.